The EU is set to impose sanctions from tomorrow against the import of Iranian oil. It's part of measures to further pressure Iran into stopping nuclear plans. But as Channel News Asia's Diana Allen reports, in the second part of a three-part series, Asian nations are trying to find a middle ground.
In a post-nuclear energy scenario, Japan has implemented a law that bypasses the impending European Union sanctions against importing Iranian oil, while India is trying to insure its vessels in order to maintain an uninterrupted supply of Iranian crude. Longtime ally China, which buys as much as a fifth of Iran's crude exports, has reiterated that it is unlikely to sacrifice national interests.
You have oil-starved countries like China who are more than ready to take up the slack in oil exports from Iran. China's foreign policy is significantly dictated by domestic pressures. China has a rapidly expanding economy. All of this requires significant amounts of energy resources.
Yet despite its unwillingness to pressure Tehran on the issue, some believe Beijing has to consider bilateral relations with the US. Earlier this year, China's oil imports from Iran decreased and saw Beijing trading with Saudi Arabia instead.
U.S. is the most important country to China. China must have very good relations with U.S. China must cooperate very well with the U.S. China needs U.S. assistance much more than from Iran.
U.S. influence remains an overriding factor for leaders in the Asian region to consider. For example, South Korea, a major Asian trade partner for Iran, is set to become the first Asian economy to stop imports of Iranian oil.
When it comes to investment in Iran, Iran has this vast opportunities for investment across the sectors, specifically in hydrocarbon sector, right? Some of the Chinese, some of the South Koreans, some of the even Indians and Malaysian companies, Petronas is one of the big partners in energy sector in Iran, have initiated in the past, and they had cooperation projects with Iran, but now most of these projects are pending, they are delayed, and they do not want to continue the development of those projects simply because somewhat they're scared that if they invest and something happens, a crisis happens, they might lose their money. At the same time, they want to keep their feet on the ground, that in case if tomorrow everything was changed and Iran opened up, they don't want to lose a tender to Shell or to Statoil or to BP and etc.
So while there are opportunities to be had as the West further isolates resource-rich Iran, adopting middle ground on the issue remains the priority for Asia. Diana Allen, Channel News Asia, Singapore.